Good afternoon, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I wanted to ask everyone who's listening to sit for a moment and think, have you ever been hurt? Have you been hurt? Because I think every person has been hurt at some time in some way. Sometimes it's because of how someone has thought of us that has been shared with another person through words. Sometimes it's how someone has spoken to us directly. And sometimes it's because of a behavior that has happened that we have experienced from a person. And so this can be personal or professional. So this can be schooling times or work times. This can be home, or this can be out in the street. It could be anywhere. So it could be, of course, it could be I wanted to get this job and they didn't give me the job. I wanted to get this position. This person didn't give me that particular position, even though I'm in my same workplace. I wanted my friend to speak kindly to me. They were not. They spoke really kindly to me, but their behavior was not very, whether it's welcoming or inviting, or there was something that their behavior showed me. So any of these things happen, and we say, that person hurt me. I'm hurt. And that is the point. I am hurt. So that situation happens. And of course, a lot of people, all of us, in fact, I would not have any hesitation to say that we have all gone through situations that we have felt hurt in something or other. And then what do we do? So the situation happens, we go home, perhaps it's happened outside of our home, and we think about it and we carry it, and then we carry it and we remember it and we replay it and we talk about it sometimes with our closest friends or our family. Certainly in our own minds, we play it over and over and over again. And then we think, why did they do this to me? Why would they do this to me? And especially the closer a person is to us, the more likely we are going to use things like that or those words. We know that if a stranger on the street bumps into us roughly, we might say, why weren't they watching where they were going? But we wouldn't necessarily say, why did they bump into me? Unless in a crowd of people, it's us that we got bumped into. And even in that situation, we would say, why would they do that to me? Like, what was it about me? And we'll hold on to it again and again for long times. Like, sometimes people can get over these sorts of thoughts within minutes, and sometimes people can get through them in hours. And many people carry for weeks, months, and entire lifetimes. Now, I want to remember that when we're looking at how the mind is functioning and how we've trained it thus far, it is to remember these sorts of things. So then we can link it with either a particular location. I can't walk there because there's a hole there and I fell in and got hurt. How did that ground do that to me? Okay, there was a hole there, so I can't blame anyone there. But I might blame the person who was working on the manhole that was didn't tell me that there is something there that I could fall into. So I might still look for a person. Then, of course, we can look at, so this happened, and now I'm carrying it with me. And now I'm being safe because I've had this learning. This person spoke to me this way. This person behaved with me this way. Now I'm going to protect myself by staying away or being just as not kind, I'll say, or unconscious as I've experienced. So someone yells at me and my instinctive response can be to yell back. That's what we've been taught, right? Don't become the small person. If someone's yelling, make sure that you're strong too. So strength in that situation, we've been taught that, a louder voice or firmness can be stronger. And then we look at actions. Someone didn't hire me for a position, and when they need me, I'm not going to hire them. Interesting how we can do this. Once again, it becomes a transaction. What you do for me is what I do for you. We come back to whose mind has been hurt. So if my mind has been hurt, whose responsibility is for that mind to feel better? And what we've done is, because we've found a person or a place, usually a person, to say, why did they do that to me? And again, That's why I asked you to think of just one person. Although many of us, or most of us, or all of us, have many people that we could think of. I was hurt by this person, this person, this person, and can think about it. And it's how good of me to be able to let it go. If in this moment I can remember one person very clearly that this person has hurt me, remember that happened in that moment, or many moments, or several times, and then what happened in my mind. I played it again and again and again. I replayed it, thought about different ways that they could have acted, that they chose not to, ways that I could have said something that I didn't, or again, often to feed our ego, how good of me to not say something, or might say that, ego again, how could I not say anything? They were so not kind to me. All of those things, again, a place of ego, and it comes from a place of trying to protect, and we go into that transactional space. Today, I suggest that we heal our energy, and this is what I do with clients regularly. This is what I'm teaching regularly, and this is all about doing the exact opposite as to what's happened. So you can imagine that an energy is always carried by a thought, a word, and an action. A thought, a word, and an action. It could be any of those or all of those, and usually all three go together in time. And when something happens to me, someone has said something, even if I say something back or don't say something back, and I'm thinking, I should have said something, I shouldn't have said something. Now, the longer I carry it in my mind, if they did that to me, how could they do that to me? Which is what a lot of people do. If I can shift that now and say, this happened, their behavior was like this, they have to be in a space that's not comfortable for them. In that moment, anyone who can send out any pain in any sort of way, whether through thoughts, through words, through actions, any pain that is consciously or unconsciously done, the person has to be in pain to do that. So you might have heard this term which says hurt people hurt people. I know that I've used that in other videos before, but I want you to remember this, that hurt people hurt people. So now as we walk around as wounded people, what do we look at others with? Through hurt eyes, and especially the person that we feel has hurt us. Now that person hurt us in that moment. Who has hurt us for the last hours, days, weeks, months, and sometimes a lifetime? It's us. We've played it again and again and again. That mental abuse, I'm going to say, we've done to ourselves. No one has had to come to us to remind us about it. And if they have, we've entertained it. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that too. So we're eager to jump into the same space. Today, I would strongly recommend that you look at situations and see where you have been hurt, and can you send a blessing instead? So you might not say, oh, I only wish the good happens to this person, though I'd love if you can, because that, if it's genuine and authentic, it's a beautiful, beautiful energy to send. Otherwise, you can send something more generic, like, I really hope that the universe or God or a divine energy helps this person be at peace. That's all. That's an intention, that's a wish, that's a blessing. As I say a blessing, it blesses me too. So in this, as this thought comes through my mind to put it together, to express it, it then comes back to me too, because it's going through me to get somewhere else. When it goes through me to get somewhere else, guess where it hits first? My own mind and body. And believe it or not, it hits my body first. And our thoughts create the health of our body. Our thoughts create the health of our mind. Our thoughts create then our experience. These energies that then go out to the other, any other, by the way. Of course, I'd like you to focus in on the person that you feel has hurt you and see, what have you done? You have also hurt you. So sending out loving, kind, respectful, authentic, genuine energy to another is helping yourself first, helping yourself to heal, and then helping those around us, because this understanding of knowing that, oh, hurt people, that person has to be in a position where they're hurt to express something this way. They could be just unaware, which is also a hurt spot, because they're so clouded in their minds with their own worries, concerns, perspectives, experiences, that they're not aware of what's coming through their mouths or their actions or even their thoughts if they're speaking to others. Today, you be one step ahead and recognize the blessing you're bringing to yourself if you can shift what you're thinking about another person to blessing them because of your learning through this process. This is also the law of karma and destiny. So understanding that, yes, I've experienced something. The karma that comes from me, which is a thought, a word, or an action, is what is going to create my destiny. This can help the relationship heal, but it certainly helps myself heal. And this is where we need to begin, is making sure that we know how to heal ourselves. And so I wanted to finish today by one more quotation because I certainly hear it from clients that, oh, sure, Hanifa, you can say that, but you've been practicing communication, you've been practicing mindfulness or meditation, you've been practicing grief recovery and brain retraining for so many years now. Of course, this comes easy to you. Every single one of us needs to practice to really, really understand it and feel it and experience it in our lives. When we do practice and feel it and experience it, we know that there's truth to this. Before that time, it seems unbelievable. And it will always be like, oh, that person can do it because of this. And we'll look for the excuses for our own minds. The only thing that we have to do is focus our minds on trying right here, right now. You could have tried for the last 10 years. Today is a new moment, a new day. I hope that you can do this little exercise that I suggested for you with the person that most easily came to your mind in this moment. And this quotation is from the Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda. It says, "Do not be led by others. Awaken your own mind, amass your own experience, and decide for yourself your own path." And isn't that a beautiful awareness? I could say that, again, anything that you have really learned, understood, applied, and then experienced, you're going to understand your own path because of that. And that experience requires consistency and practice and regularity. No matter how many years we do it, we can always use more practice. So I wish you that fantastic moment today, at least of practice, and many moments in your life ahead. I wish you a fabulous day ahead or evening if you're in a different part of the world. And I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.